The American Psychological Association just came out with a study just recently, and the study proved that it is almost impossible to change a person's sexual orientation from gay or lesbian to heterosexual. And the majority of studies also are saying that trying to change it can cause serious harm. Vincent says trying to change his homosexuality led him to the brink of suicide. So you are a gay male.
Yes.
Did you ever have a relationship with a girl?
I did. I first recognized my same-sex attractions in college, but prior to that, I had relationships with women. I was in a 2-year committed relationship with one girl, and we had every intention on getting married. Unfortunately, we did break up, and surprisingly enough, it had nothing to do with the fact that I was gay. But after our breakup, I began to think about wanting to settle down, wanting to get married, and instead of thinking of marrying my princess, I wanted to marry my Prince Charming.
So you would look at the fairy tales and go, someday my prince will come?
Yeah.
Okay. So were you happy being gay? Did you not want to be gay? Because obviously it led to a suicide attempt or thinking about it. So how were you feeling at your lowest?
When I first recognized that I had same-sex attractions, I flipped out. I thought I was doing something sinful. I thought that this idea of wanting to marry my Prince Charming in itself was sinful. So I decided to reach out to my pastor to receive therapy and to kind of overcome this homosexuality.
And did you do the exorcism?
I did. After an extensive period of time going through intensive therapy with my pastor, our last resort was a deliverance to rid myself of these evil demons that they said were causing me to like men. So I consented to the exorcism, and we went at it for 3 hours of intensive prayer, and at the end of that, I came out of it thinking that it worked.
And when did you know, whoa, not sure if this works?
Several days later, I had realized that I still wanted to marry my Prince Charming. So I thought then that I had failed God. I thought I was going to go to hell when I died. And so I figured, why spend the rest of my life thinking and knowing that I'm going to go to hell? I might as well send myself there now.
Wow, that's just what Kamora was talking about earlier. Okay, so you're feeling, suicidal, but then you do go on MySpace.
Yes. Since I was at a Christian college at this time, I decided to reach out to see if there was anybody else in my school that was brave enough to perhaps say it online that they were gay too.
Oh, like on their like their profile?
Yeah. And I came across one guy who I knew personally, and I decided to email him to see how he was reconciling his faith with his sexual orientation. And the day I had planned to take away my life, he had sent me an email that reminded me that I was loved by God. And we've been together ever since for 3 years, so.
And his name is Vince?
Yes.
And Vince is here with us now. Wow, Vince, you saved his life.
Yeah.
He would be dead if it were not for that email. I know your email said God loves you no matter what.
I told him, Vince, God loves you and God affirms you without reservation, just as you are. He doesn't disapprove of who you are. He doesn't disapprove of who you choose to love. He knows your intentions. He knows your heart.
So you came out to your family?
I did. I came out to my sister first, sort of a litmus test for my family. And she was so proud of me. I told her that I was in a relationship, and she loved me and didn't question it, just gave me the biggest hug and the biggest smile on her face.
What about the mom?
Well, I made my sister promise never to tell Mom, because my mom was the one I was most worried about. She was the one that I was afraid of disappointing. I didn't want to break her heart. But lo and behold, one day Mom stumbled on MySpace and read my MySpace and discovered that I was gay.
Your mom read your MySpace?
She read my MySpace.
Okay. And then what happened?
And so she called me up, and the first words out of her mouth were, "Are you gay?" And we both started crying together, and she just was bawling, and I kept saying, I was sorry. I'm sorry I'm this way. But she stopped me, she said, no, I'm not crying because I'm sad that you're gay. I'm crying because you couldn't come and tell me this. She said, I must have failed as a mother if you can't think that you can't tell me this.
Your mother's here, Barbara, and your sister Nicole are here. Hi, Mom, and stand on up. Mom, you're crying because your son didn't feel what I call safe enough to come to you and to tell you that he was gay, and you had to stumble upon it. You didn't know he was gay? Like
no,
that?
No, I never did. It never even dawned on me. I mean, what parent thinks about their child being gay?
A lot of parents kind of go, For instance, you know, Miss J on America's Next Top Model. Well, he wasn't always Miss J. His name is Jay, okay? We did this whole Miss J thing on Top Model. And, you know, he was like, how am I going to come out to my mom? How am I going to come out to my mom? This is, I don't know, 30, 35 years ago. And he was just totally nervous about it. One day, a gay pride parade was on television, and his mom's just sitting there, and she's like, and then there were some protesters at the parade. And his mom is sitting there going, I don't know why they don't just leave y'all alone. And he was like, and that was it, because she knew. I always feel like moms know, but I guess not.
No, you know, I never knew. I mean, I have 2 daughters, and...
Did you know, sister?
Always had that feeling, you know, kind of.
All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah.